First of all, a very warm welcome to our campus. When I think few months back, this was a discussion between Shape Blue and the entire, the team. Can Yotta host this India User Group of CloudStack? And I said in Hindi, yaar, isme पूछने की क्या बात है, right? This was our honor to have this India User Group here. We have built our cloud on CloudStack. And I will share with you that we have actually taken it to some very large levels. We have deployed our cloud in some very, very mission critical situations in government and in private sector. So for us, if this CloudStack community is growing and the use cases are growing, as Rohit was explaining that what all new developments are happening, this is something which is benefiting us also. So for us, again, a warm welcome. Thanks for being here and agreeing to have this this workshop in our campus here in Greater Noida. The talk I wanted to do fundamentally is coming from where, the origin of Yotta. As many of you know that I started Yotta about 6 years back. And okay, I'll just stick to this. I started Yotta around 6 years back. And we were trying to address two problems at that time. And the third thing obviously came up 2 years back when this whole AI thing started after ChatGPT came into our consumer life. But at that time, in 2019, there were two things. One was the whole digital revolution which is taking place in India for last 10 years and it keeps on happening. Coming from a data center background, I saw that hyperscalers have come up. They have taken over almost the entire cloud portfolio of India, all enterprise applications, government applications, everything has gone to hyperscalers. They are building large data centers. And if we just go by Indian population, the smartphone adoption, the 4G, 5G, fiber deployment, it was very, very visible that if this digital revolution has to keep on being supported, you will need the physical infrastructure to support that, and that is nothing but data centers, besides obviously the network. So one problem we were trying to solve was, instead of just building small data centers, which India was making till 2015, can we build very large data centers, campuses? Like right now you're sitting in a campus, which can have 6 data center buildings, which can go to 250 megawatts. So tomorrow, if I have to host millions of CPUs and I can say millions of GPUs, you can host in this campus. That is the type of infrastructure we created. And we created similar campus in Mumbai. But the second problem, which I think was much more important, was can India have its own sovereign cloud? Maybe at that time, 6 years back, it was not so visible. What is the need of this? It was very latent. It was not so visible that India as a country has ended up putting all of their critical applications, including government applications, our GSTs, e-waste, government applications, co-wins, income tax, everything is running on clouds which are actually not owned by Indians. So if there is a geopolitical situation where suddenly the powers that be, right, do not take India, on the same table and they try to push India down, which some of the symbols we can see today in the whole geopolitical scenario. Somebody can just switch off the access to the critical technologies and you suddenly feel, ab hum kya kare? It is happening. If you are following the news, you will see that China is trying to stop the access to rare earths so that people cannot make chips. America is trying to stop the access to chips to China so that they cannot grow AI. Everybody is trying to say today, for example, Llama is open weight, you can access it. Tomorrow, if suddenly they decide Llama ko open weight band kar dete hain, kya hoga, right? Everybody in India today is making their AI models on Llama, for example. So as a country, it is important that not only we make what we say is data localization. Everybody says India ko agar independent banna hai, to data India ka India mein hona chahiye. But is that enough? No, the data is running in a machinery. That machinery is cloud. Unless you have a control on that cloud, on that machinery, because this cloud otherwise has got access to somebody else. If that operator wants to share that data with their government where they are parented, you cannot stop them. And that is where there was a need. And I felt that there is a niche segment, maybe it's government to start with, later on it will start coming into private sector also, that India should have its own cloud. It may not be as great as a Amazon or a Google or a Azure on day one. Of course, we cannot do something which these guys have done on 25 years. But can we make a start? Can we make a good quality cloud, maybe with 60 services, not 300 services? And that is where this need came up. And that was our second moat which we wanted to work on as Yotta, that one, we create very large campuses to support this digitalization in the country. And the second one, that we, considering the way India's digital economy is rising, India as a economic power, as a political power is increasing. We are like the fourth largest economy in the world, and there will be people who like to see us going down. How do we become independent and sovereign in terms of our technology? And that is where this whole thought of sovereign cloud came in. So what is sovereign cloud? As I just said, it is operated by, and by the way, this is a definition which government also keeps on asking, yaar, sovereign ka matlab kya hai? Is it just a data localization or it's something else, right? This is very, everybody will give their answer in their own way. Fundamentally, I only say sovereign means India is able to define its technology destiny itself. It is not dependent on others. We can have productive relationship, technology relationship with others. कहीं से chip आएगी, कहीं से कुछ और आएगा. लेकिन in majority of the way, India is able to define its own technology destiny. So operated by a sovereign entity, which is completely following the laws of the land, which is not conflicting with government of India. Only nation state has got jurisdiction control of data. हमारा data किसी और को नहीं देंगे. It is coming out so very open. जितना data social media में है, जितना आपके email systems हैं, in different ways we come to know that entire data has gone on to train all this AI models which we all are using. So हमारा data जा रहा है, उसी से लोग अपनी machine और models बना रहे हैं और वो data वापस हमारे पास आ रहा है in terms of models, and we are again becoming market for them. So how do we actually have a control on our data? Foreign authorities cannot assert authority of our data. All data residing and controlled in India, and of course complete operation and jurisdiction control of this cloud is in the country, and that is what is sovereign cloud. So this is what, as I said, was our mandate when we started. And if you see, we assumed also little different roles. If we talk in terms of, we use various words. Are you a cloud service operator? Are you a data center operator? Are you an AI service operator? So we ended up assuming these roles, to make sure that as a basic, we create these campuses which can have lots of space, lots of power, racks. These are absolute top class, world class, a hyperscaler or whosoever globally says that I have got better data center, we are able to match those qualities, and that is what we did. That was fundamental. So we are a data center operator. But the second part is, now we are a cloud service operator, but the key part is we are not reselling a Amazon, we are not reselling a Google or reselling a Azure as a MSP. We are actually have created on ground with our OpenStack technology, which is CloudStack, and our own customization with our own engineering teams, we have actually created our own cloud. And this is the cloud which obviously we are now making available in government, we are making available in the private sector. And of course, this is something which you're aware. I will not talk about it much, but most of the time in the last 1 year, we are becoming more recognized more as an AI service provider, because 2 years back when ChatGPT came into everybody's lives, B2B से B2C space में AI आ गया, everybody started talking about AI. There was a whole narrative in India that 2 years back that the whole world has moved so ahead. US is so ahead, China is so ahead, but India तो पीछे रह गया, right? India is software and services leader in the world, but AI में तो हम कहीं पे नहीं रहे. So what do? And that is where the recognition was in government very clearly, that while we have everything, we have startups, we have great minds, we have skill sets, we have got great talent. In fact, US की बड़ी technical companies हमारे talent पे बनी हैं. But what India does not have is the GPU capacity. So unless we have those high-powered GPUs in thousands, right? Indian startups cannot build the LLMs, on our own data. So that is where that need was there, that somebody has to take, a risk, invest millions of dollars into those GPUs, and then make them available to Indian startups. And that is what exactly at that time we took the, I would say, a call, we took the risk. And thankfully we had data centers, we had space power, we had the people, we had the, the skills people who could handle that. And we went ahead and placed orders for thousands of GPUs. So today, as the things stand today, we have got 8,000 of H100s deployed in our data centers. We actually have gone ahead and gone for another 8,000 of Blackwell B200 GPUs, which we are making available to India AI mission. So today, any AI project in India you talk about, whether it is Sarvam making LLM or Bhashini, which is the largest population scale inferencing platform, all of them are running on our GPU Shakti cloud right now. But that is more on AI side. I will just come to our general compute thing. So this is one thing which we did. So as I said that we adopted CloudStack right in, when we started Yotta. We had our partner Indicus, I think all my colleagues are here, who actually developed our cloud. And when we found that cloud has become the destination for us, the destiny for Yotta, Just 1.5, 2 years back, we acquired Indicus. So Indicus and the team, I think all of the colleagues are here. They actually have become our engineering team, who actually are continuously working on CloudStack to bring more and more features in our cloud. This is one cloud which you will suddenly will feel, what is Ananta? Ananta is nothing but Yotta's cloud, white labeled as Ananta Cloud for STPI. So STPI, which is a Government of India body, wanted to launch their own sovereign cloud in India for the government customers and also for startups. And they, through a RFP, actually which we won, they said that you invest into a cloud, into our data centers, deliver that cloud, maintain it, run it, market it, and make it available to the end users. So that is what we have done. It is running in STPS data centers. More than 67 services are available in this cloud on a self-service model. Compute, storage, network, security, AI, ML services, disaster recovery, lots of cloud management, DevOps, all those services are available. And as you can say, that thought which we had, I mean, I feel very happy that the thought which we had, that Indian customers, to start with government customers running critical applications, are able to run on a cloud which is completely Indian in its control, is something which is taking shape with clouds like this coming in. So obviously this is talking about the challenges which STPI felt facing and how we solved it. Fundamentally what government said, हम government हैं, we can do regulations, we can make policies, but services चलाना हमारा काम नहीं है, right? We don't have the DNA to run services. They said, you are private sector guys, you are also innovators, you are also making India's cloud. So you will be able to create it, design it, engineer it, operate it 24/7 with the right practices and processes. So you should do it. And so it's a good combination that government is coming, making their facilities available to us, and we have created our cloud and actually running it along with government and making it available to government users. So many of the problems have got solved. So you get government support. You don't need to go through the RFP processes and all. The end customers are happy. They just give their contracts to STPI, the end government customers, and they are able to get access to services from a private operator like Yotta. The brand remains Ananta, which is a Government of India brand. There's a video which our guys have created on this Ananta cloud. I'll just run it.
Introducing a revolution in cloud computing for India. Ananta represents a historic moment in the evolution of the cloud. This is a journey that will redefine the boundaries of innovation and empower enterprises and individuals alike to reach new heights of productivity and efficiency. Hosted in STPI's secure, redundant data centers in India, Ananta is not just another cloud platform, it's a game changer for India's sovereignty. Ananta is a platform that not only meets but exceeds the needs of today's digital landscape. As we continue to push boundaries of technology, we invite you to join us on this incredible journey of innovation and discovery. Embrace the future of cloud computing with Ananta, our hyperscale cloud platform. Welcome to the future.
Now, this is the second project, and I would say this is much even larger than Ananta, right? This is NIC. As I think almost all of you must be knowing, NIC, National Informatics Center, has been the de facto hosting provider owned by government for last 30 years, right? Any and every government application which you are using practically is running in NIC's data centers. Delhi, Pune, Hyderabad, Bhubaneswar, they are very large data centers, right? Simple, GST, e-way bill, all these things which are being accessed, they all are running here. Government of India use something called emails, the Government of Mails, e-office, all of them are running in this data center. So these are extremely critical data centers. Any small thing going down here, practically the whole country can stop because of the type of application they are running in. Here again, they actually faced a challenge. they were getting demands from the various ministries and departments that the type of needs we have, the type of services we need, the type of uptime we need, the type of response time we need, NIC cannot provide. Again, the DNA of government sometimes can be very different, right? So they do not work exactly the way we run 24/7 with resolution and response times, which are like 15 minutes, 1 hour, and types like that. So then they said that private sector can do it in this job in a far better way. So they came with a RFP. They, I think, call it Meghraj 3.0, where they said, let private sector come. First of all, they will take over the operations of our data centers. So all their existing clouds, existing technologies need to be operated by you 24/7. So you put your manpower there. And the second, they said, whatever the racks available in these data centers, you use those racks, put up your cloud in those racks, and run it, operate it, and also market it to the various government ministries department. And eventually, the dream is all the government applications which are running in foreign clouds right now, Amazon or Google, government is able to bring them back into these data centers, because these data centers then will be having good quality cloud, which will be completely owned by India. So that is the blueprint which government is following. So this is something which we won this contract with the government of India. Today we are running NIC's data center in Delhi here in Shastri Park here, and we are running NIC's data center in Pune. And in those data centers, we have deployed this cloud, right? Again, they call it NIC cloud. It's like white labeled, our Yantra cloud, white labeled as NIC cloud. And same thought process here. This is a work in progress. In Pune, this cloud has been deployed. We are in the final few days of the UAT, and this cloud will go into production. In Delhi, again, we're in the final few days of UAT, and by mid of August, we are planning to make this clouds live. And with this clouds, these are on very, very large scale. We have put thousands of servers here, and we'll keep on adding as per the workload. We ourselves don't know, because the type of projects we are talking about in private sector, we can't even imagine, right? A single project comes in and the end users always are into crores. So you can just imagine the type of criticality these projects have. So I always feel that it's an honor for, I would say, Yotta. I say it is an honor for, let's say, our CloudStack community also, that all these critical projects now will be running on CloudStack technology, right? And we finally will be able to insource, these applications instead of running on foreign cloud operators. Now, I think this is a question you guys can answer better than me, but simple thing, why we went for CloudStack. Of course, our partner Indicus, were working on Indicus on CloudStack much earlier, but I clearly understand, and there was always the option of OpenStack, CloudStack, right? But the fact that it is very, very easy to set up, easy to use, easy to manage, this is something which has taken over. And great part, the way Rohit was explaining, the whole forward path, right? The type of developments are happening for us now. While right now we have created a stack for our GPU management, we had to create a complete PaaS layer for our AI services. And we have used various technologies to do that today. But our forward path is very clear. I would rather want to use this open source technologies, because then I can have a much longer visualization of what all things are coming in, what are possible. And if they are all available from CloudStack ecosystem, we would like to use all of them. So it is like, and again, I understand that the scalability today, I would say we have still taken baby steps. Maybe we'll have some thousands of VMs here, but tomorrow, if this scales up in government and also in private sector, maybe this will go into millions and millions of VMs and servers. In that case, the scalability thing becomes as much important. And I think all these factors is something which our team actually felt that CloudStack is the right ecosystem. And today, having deployed some very large scale clouds, Ananta and NIC cloud, we are on the verge of launching the same cloud for our own private sector, enterprise community also in the next few days. We call that Yantra. So as of now, we all feel that we have taken the right decision, right? We are on the right path. And when this starts scaling up to millions of end users and VMs and containers and all the various use cases, we feel we have taken very right decision in going for CloudStack. So this is something which is the third cloud, as I said. So it is like, we wanted to launch a Yantra, which is the brand name of our own cloud based on CloudStack. We wanted to launch this 2-3 years back, but what happened, because government needs came up, in the last 2-3 years, and we all got completely subsumed into serving government thing. So it's like, instead of launching our own branded cloud for the general market, we ended up first launching, Ananta cloud for STPI. Then we ended up launching NIC cloud for government. And now the same cloud in our own brand with something which will be launching hopefully in the next 6 to 7 weeks. That is something where the work is in progress. So, and again, fundamentally what we are trying to do, right? If I sum up my messages, we are trying to clearly give a world-class cloud platform. In general, there is a thought process when you go to end users. If you are a hyperscaler, it means good quality. If you are a local DC operator who also runs cloud, suddenly there's a perception it may not be good quality. It may be just some VMs with some layer, right? We want to break that perception. We want to actually tell that in India here we can create a cloud which, even if their number of services may be less, and we can have a way forward to increase the number of services, but what services we give are completely world class in terms of scalability, in terms of security, in terms of resilience, in terms of redundancy, in terms of user experience, right? And that is something which we are here to. We clearly have identified there's a big market for that. Whosoever we meet in government for sure and also in private, they say, you give us the right quality, you give us the right user experience, there is no reason why we will not like to use a sovereign cloud instead of a hyperscaler cloud. And of course, in hyperscaler clouds, while there are great experiences, great services, they have their own challenges. Everybody understands the egress charges, right? Everybody understands the unpredictable bills you get, right? And everybody understands there's no human interaction when you get into problems. So there are challenges. We need to make sure that we take care of the sovereign thing, we remove all those problems, we bring our own Indian element of customer support, we bring a good quality cloud. There's no reason why this cloud will not be successful, which will be India's own hyperscale cloud. And the good part in these clouds is that because we all are coming from data center background, solution comes in our DNA. So we are not only talking about public cloud. When you go to enterprises or governments, they are not only talking about public cloud. Yes, in startup we are like born in cloud entities. But when you go to an enterprise or a government, they say, यार ये चीज पब्लिक क्लाउड पे रखो, इसको प्राइवेट में रखो, इसको थोड़ा सा Amazon Azure पे भी कर लो, because certain things should scale there better. Can you create a federated cloud which has got elements of all these things? In so many times customer says, I already have some equipment which I have invested in, can you co-locate that? So what we are proposing through Yantra Cloud is, end customer can get public cloud offerings, private cloud offerings, also can co-locate his own, let's say, invested cloud. We try to give a common dashboard, common orchestration on the top of that, right? And that is the type of solution which we will be able to give to enterprises, which hyperscalers for sure will be struggling to give. This is something which which runs at the back. Sometimes we say that we are a concrete to cloud company, right? We start with a raw land, and we get into making of this building, so which is all the electrical, power, cooling, space work. That is what is our core work, like you are sitting in a campus which we created like that. And on the top of that, when we are creating cloud layer, managed services layer, and now the GPUs and the AI services layer. So this is the picture of our Mumbai campus, and and of course you are sitting in our Delhi campus. Thank you so much. I hope you found the talks useful. I'm here throughout the day, and I would love to listen to your view. Thank you so much.